Oh, a Yamacinco? Yama think they're pretty good. But not as good as the real thing. Show 'em, Francisco.
So, that is a ball. Yeah. That is a ball. What's up, people from the tube? Welcome back to another Pancho Things. Another episode of Fishing with Dummies. This time is kind of different. We're not going to be doing any fishing, but this is super involved. Let's get started.
Fishing with dummies, y'all.
Yeah. So, as you know, Matt and I, we've been into the whole fishing game trying to teach ourselves how to fish. So, we've been trying lures, we've been trying all kinds of stuff, and I succeeded with worms. Now, the problem is, nightcrawler temperatures are really difficult to keep. Most of the time, we're just walking around carrying all the gear, all the kind of craziness. The problem is, I'm not being able to carry a full cooler to keep those worms in cool temperature. But that is about to change because I'm gonna make my own worm farm for fishing. So these are European nightcrawlers. Now the cool thing about these guys is that besides they're amazing for composting, they're super cool when it comes to temperatures. You can go to a higher temperature, you don't have to be super cold, and they will withstand that fluctuation and not die. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over how I'm going to set them up. I never set up these guys before. I do have a mealworm farm and I have breed snakes and geckos, so it's like how difficult it can be. Well, it turns out that it's a little bit more challenging. There's quite a lot of things to learn about these guys and a lot of aspects that you need to be paying attention to. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, I got these guys from Uncle Jim's worm farm online and they just got delivered today, so we're going to do the whole thing. We're going to open this guys. There it goes. So I don't know how this packaging is, but we're going to find out very soon. There it is. What do we got here? Okay, so the first thing that I got is instructions and information. That's pretty cool, handy. I'm gonna go there. Now, I've been doing a lot of research on these guys, and literally, ooh, this smells like roaches. We already have issues there. For the ones that already know me, I do not play well with roaches, and this smells like, yes. So, pretty nifty. They come in a little, wait, hold on. What is going on here? Why do I have new ones? I just hope that it didn't send me the wrong thing. Live worms. It comes in the bag, alright. Oh, Gene, please tell me that you didn't send me the wrong stuff. Well, definitely it's not mealworms. I'm terrified putting my hand in here. Oh yeah, there's... Okay, we're cool. Alright, yeah, I got scared for a little bit. Okay, so they come in a really cool bag. I ordered 200 of these guys, and what I'm going to be doing is, as I said, I'm going to show you how I'm going to set up the farm. A lot of information. It's going to be a quick video. There's nothing too extensive. I'm going to speed up pretty much the whole process, only on the spots that I'm talking. We're going to keep that. So that is a ball. Yeah, that is a ball. All right. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. Oh my god, that is terrible. Alright, so we're gonna get all the things that we're gonna need and we're gonna get this party started. Alrighty, so we're gonna go through the list of the things that I'm gonna need. 200 worms to begin with, container with a lid, 18 quart container, it will be sufficient for the start of the colony. We're also going to need peat moss and topsoil. The topsoil, not to be confused with any other garden soil or potting soil. No, it needs to be organic topsoil. I'm also going to use a piece of mesh that I'm going to be putting on the top because I don't want these guys escaping. We're going to need cardboard. We're going to need a source of food, kitchen scraps. So in this case, I'm going to be using little pieces of lettuce and stuff like that. Let's begin the drilling and we'll take it from there. Alright, so there we go. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then we go to the rest of the process. Peat moss, all natural, nothing added. And as for my topsoil, I went with gardeners. Those are the only 2 bags that I could find. They're huge bags, and I'm not gonna need all of that. So, but at least I have enough so when it's time for me to replace the bedding on these guys. Same is with the peat moss. So what I'm gonna do right now is set up my bedding, and we'll take it from there. Let's go. I have a feeling that I'm gonna do a huge mess in here, so my girlfriend is gonna be really happy tomorrow. So the first thing that we're gonna do is grab some of the topsoil. So for the topsoil, I'm going to be using as a measurement. I'm going to be using probably an inch of that container of topsoil, maybe a little bit more. So. I'm going to grab peat moss. And I have a feeling that I opened this on the opposite side that I'm supposed to open. So I'm about to make a mess in here. Yep, I'm getting jail tomorrow morning. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to spray these. I'm going to mix it up. We want it humid. We don't want it drenching wet. So that's what we're going to do right now. So this is wet enough. As I said, you want it humid, you don't want it drenched. The rule of thumb should be that once you squeeze, you should have few drops of water falling. European nightcrawlers like humidity, but they eat on the top. European nightcrawlers actually are a little bit more forgiving when it comes to temperatures. So they can go a little bit high in temperatures up to like the 80s, and they can withstand a little bit of cold as well. That's different than with the Canadian nightcrawlers. They need to be exposed to cold temperatures, otherwise they start perishing. These guys will eat table scraps, cardboard, paper. They're really sensitive, so that's going to be the next step. I'm going to have a reading on the pH to see which level. The pH for these guys should be super neutral, which we're looking at probably 7. So we're going to grab a meter and we're going to try to read what this says. They like their soil not super acidic, not super alkaline. So we are a little bit on the alkaline side of things. So some people say that the remedy for that is a touch of apple cider on the water. So we're gonna give it a go, see what happens. Alright, so I have a little bit of apple cider vinegar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of that here and see what happens. Let's see what the readings are. Oh yeah, it went up. It's going up, so I'm gonna leave it right there. We'll do a check tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do now is grab some wet cardboard, place it on top. That's gonna help to hydrate these worms because they come out pretty much dry, to help them hold for the chipping. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab my wet cardboard, place it on top, and then we're gonna put the worms in and let them do their thing. Wet cardboard. These guys are gonna eat pretty much anything. They will eat cardboard, they will eat kitchen scraps. Gotta be careful with the amount of protein. They will eat paper, but the paper can only have black ink. If the paper for any reason has color ink, it might make the worms perish. So I'm gonna put also a little bit of wet paper towels just to give them a little bit of hydration and let them do their thing. A little bit of wet paper towels. Pretty cool bag. I'm gonna rub these guys. Just dump the whole clump in there. So the suggestion is to let them sit with the light on, as there are animals that live in darkness. So the suggestion is to let them be with the light on for the first 24 to 48 hours. And what that's going to create, what that's going to do for us, is that it's going to make them go all the way down. So all the way down, that's going to help them get acclimated to their house, to their new house. So that's going to be what we're going to do. I'm going to leave them without the lid, and I'm going to put them in Kristen's office with the light on for a couple of days and let them do their thing. But yeah, they're moving everywhere. And there's some small ones, some big ones. So I never breed these guys. I never raised these type of worms before. And it seems to be straightforward as long as you can control your moisture, their food intake, the amount of protein that they eat, and the pH level on the water. I'm gonna prop this container in 2 days and see where our alkalinity level is, and based on that we're gonna adjust. There it is. The dummies decided to do their own colony of worms. The reason being is when we decide to do something, we like to do it all the way. And one of the things that we notice is the quality of certain worms, depending on when you get them and how long they will last, was all over the place. And there was not so much of a consistency. And that is an issue because we're learning and we want to be consistent, but we don't want to be spending on top of everything and spending on lures and gear and all that stuff. We don't want to be spending $5-7 every time that we go fishing. So I took the initiative to be like, hey Matt, we're gonna have our own colony. So what's gonna end up happening is that once I learn how this operates and how this goes and what's happening if they're reproducing, their cycle is about 90 days is about the cycle that they do. They leave cocoons, and those cocoons will turn into 2 to 7 worms. So every 90 days. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna be doing a monitoring, and based on that monitoring, we're gonna be able to check and see if we need to change them from the container, upgrading to a bigger container. But as of right now, this is gonna be the starting point. These guys, as I mentioned before, they eat anything, cardboard, paper, kitchen scraps. The only thing that it was advised by people that know how these worms operate is that not to put too much acidic food and to control the amount of protein. Once you exceed too much protein, they perish, and the acidic levels of food will cause them to perish as well. So as of right now, I'm gonna leave as the only source of food. There is wood in there. They like to eat as well, wood. There is cardboard, there is paper towels. So I'm gonna leave that right now for the first 24 hours and see where we are. Once we hit the mark of 24 hours, then we'll adjust and take it from there. But there we go. If you have your own colony of European nightcrawlers and you have any tips, please hit me down in the comments. If you will do something different, if you're gonna add something different, please hit me down in the comments, because as I said, I did a ton of research, but I had never done this before. So this is a learning experience. So if it works, then I guess I'll have a whole bunch of worms. If it doesn't, yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I upload a new video, and I will see you in the next one. Pancho out.